The sky was quiet over the desert in New Mexico. Stars shone above, and the wind moved slowly across the sand. Alex Brooks, a young engineer, sat alone in a small observatory near the edge of town. He worked there every night, listening to sounds from space. Most nights were quiet, but tonight was different. Alex heard strange signals. They were not like anything he had heard before. The sound was deep and steady, like a beat. He checked his equipment again, but nothing was broken. The signals were real. He quickly recorded them and sent the data to a scientist he trusted in Arizona. A few hours later, the news spread fast. Scientists all over the world confirmed the same signals. People around the world looked up at the sky, wondering what was coming. Many were afraid. Others were curious. Some believed it was nothing, but Alex knew it was something big. Then the first ship appeared. It was massive, black, and shaped like a disc. It hung in the sky like a shadow. No one knew where it came from. More ships followed, slowly moving across the sky. They did not speak, did not send messages, and did not land. They only watched. In Washington, leaders from many countries met quickly. The United Nations called for peace and asked the visitors to talk. But no answer came. The ships stayed silent. Military bases went on high alert. Pilots were sent to watch the sky. People were told to stay calm, but fear was growing fast. In a small town outside Denver, Laura King worked as a journalist. She had heard the news like everyone else, but she wanted more. She had a friend in the military who gave her a tip. Something strange was happening at a secret base nearby. She drove there in the night using back roads and avoiding guards. Laura found a spot on a hill and used her camera to zoom in. She saw soldiers moving fast. Trucks full of weapons came in and out. She recorded it all. Then she saw something that made her heart stop. A file left behind on a screen inside a building showed a message. It was short but clear. The aliens were not here for peace. They had already sent a signal of war, but it was hidden from the public. Laura uploaded the video online. In just minutes, millions watched it. The truth spread faster than the government could stop it. People everywhere began to panic. Cities became quiet. Stores closed. Families stayed inside. Some packed and ran to the countryside. At the same time, Alex got a message from the scientist in Arizona. He had broken a small part of the signal. It was not just sound, it was a code. The message said this planet is to be taken. No talks, no deals, no warning. It was clear. Earth was under attack, but no shot had been fired yet. The aliens were waiting, watching and planning. The governments of the world had to act fast. Alex was called to Washington. His knowledge about the signal made him important. He boarded a fast jet with 2 agents and landed in the capital. He met with top officials and shared what he knew. Some believed him, others were unsure, but time was short. Laura was also on the move. She was now a hero to many, a traitor to some. She kept sharing the truth, even as officials tried to stop her. She believed people had the right to know everything. As the days passed, more ships arrived. They filled the skies over oceans and cities. They did not shoot, they did not move. But they were there, watching, waiting. In a dark room deep underground, a general asked one question: how long do we wait before we fight back? No one had an answer, but Alex, Laura, and others knew one thing. The world had changed, and nothing would ever be the same again. The morning sky turned red as the sun rose behind the strange black ships. People in cities all over the world stood on rooftops looking up. They held their breath, waiting to see what would happen next. No one had answers, only fear. Then it began. The first attack came without sound. In the middle of Dallas, a bright flash of light came from the sky. A huge building fell. People screamed and ran. The same thing happened in Tokyo, Paris, and other big cities. Alien drones flew down and attacked anything that moved. They did not speak. They did not stop. Alex Brooks was in Washington when the news came. The room went silent as screens showed the destruction. He looked at a map full of red dots. Every dot was a place under attack. His hands shook, but he knew he had to act. He turned to the scientists beside him. "We can use the broken tech," he said. "We can fight back." Ryan Slater, a strong and serious military man, stepped forward. He had been watching Alex for days. "I hope you're right," he said. "We have no time to waste." They began working together. Alex showed Ryan pieces of the alien signal and how he used it to break into one of their systems. Ryan brought engineers and soldiers. They worked day and night, building weapons that could fight the enemy. In another part of the country, Laura King was hiding. After she posted the truth online, some called her a hero. Others wanted her caught, but she kept moving. She used old roads and safe houses to stay ahead. Her goal was simple: keep the truth alive. She found a small radio station in the mountains and used it to speak to the world. Her voice was calm but strong. She told people to stay brave. She told them about the heroes who were fighting back. She promised the world would not fall without a fight. More people started to resist. In small towns, groups came together to protect each other. Farmers used old tools as weapons. Mechanics turned trucks into moving fortresses. Even children helped by watching the skies. Alex and Ryan made progress. They discovered the alien ships had a weak spot. Part of their energy shield could not block certain radio waves. If they could send the right signal at the right time, the shield would fail. They built a missile using human metal and alien tech. It was not big, but it was smart. It knew where to strike. They called it the Needle. The target was a ship over the sea near New York. If they could take it down, it would be the first victory. Ryan led the mission. A small jet carried the Needle close to the ship. As they flew, Alex stayed on the radio, guiding them. "You're close now," Alex said. "Wait for the pulse." The team watched the screen. The alien ship was huge. Lights moved along its sides like waves. Then Alex gave the signal. Fire. The missile flew fast and went straight toward the weak spot. The ship did not move, did not fire back. It stayed silent. Then the sky lit up. A bright light filled the clouds as the ship exploded. People from the ground cheered. The first time the aliens had lost. Laura broadcasted the news. Her voice reached millions. "We can win," she said. "We are not weak. We are not alone." The world changed again. People stopped running. They started building. They started fighting. Small wins came each day. But the aliens were not done. They were learning too. They would return stronger. Alex looked out the window of the lab. He saw smoke in the distance, but also people helping each other. He knew the real war had just begun. Ryan cleaned his gear and made a list of new plans. Laura wrote her next message to the world. And far above, in the black sky, more ships moved closer. The fight was not over. But now, Earth was ready to stand. The sun rose slowly over the broken land. Smoke still rose from cities, but now there were new sounds. People were working. They were building walls, fixing roads, and setting up camps. Hope had returned, even in small ways. The first alien ship had been destroyed, and that gave people strength. But the aliens were not finished. New ships came down from the sky. They were smaller than the others, but faster. They dropped machines that walked on long legs. These machines had strong weapons and could move over any land. They started marching across countries. The aliens had changed their plan. Now they wanted the ground. In Texas, a group of soldiers stood ready. Ryan Slater was their leader. He looked tired but focused. His team had seen hard days, but they were not afraid, gave short orders and moved fast. They were setting a trap for one of the machines. Nearby, in a small underground lab, Alex Brooks worked with a new team. He had a new helper now. Her name was Maya West. She was a biologist who had once worked in a lab studying insects and machines. When the war started, she left her old life and joined the fight. Maya had an idea. She believed that small machines could beat the big ones. She started building tiny bots using old parts. These bots were no bigger than a coin, but they could move fast and find weak spots in the alien armor. Alex watched her work with care and respect. Together, they made the first swarm. It was a group of 100 tiny bots. They tested it on a broken alien drone. The bots climbed inside and shut it down in seconds. Alex smiled. This could change everything. I sent the swarm to Ryan. He set the trap near a bridge. When the alien machine stepped onto the road, the swarm was released. The bots moved like dust in the wind. They climbed the legs, entered the armor, and found the power core. The machine stopped and crashed. Ryan's team cheered. Across the world, the story spread. Humans now had something the aliens feared. Maya Swarm became a new weapon. More were built and sent to other cities. Laura King was still on the move. She had a small team now. They had cameras, radios, and a fast truck. She visited the cities and showed people how others were fighting back. She shared real stories. People trusted her. She gave them courage. One day, in a city that had fallen, Laura found something strange. A group of fighters had captured a wounded alien. It was tall and had dark skin with silver lines. It looked weak and scared. Laura asked to speak to it. The alien did not talk at first, but after some time, it made sounds. Maya helped translate. She had studied some parts of their language from old recordings. The alien said one thing: "You learn fast. We fear that." Laura asked more questions, but the alien said no more, sat quietly, staring at the sky. This message reached leaders all over the world. The aliens were not only strong, they were afraid of something. They feared how humans could change and fight. New groups formed. In New York, young people built machines using scrap. In Canada, doctors turned old labs into healing centers. In Africa, farmers shared food with fighters. The world was changing fast. Alex and Maya worked day and night. They made new versions of the swarm. Some could fly, some could swim. Each one was smarter. Maya said, "This is not just war. This is survival." Ryan planned a new attack. This time, it was not defense. He wanted to take back a large city the aliens had captured. He gathered troops and sent a message. "We will fight for every street." Laura rode with the convoy. Her camera was ready. She knew the world was watching. She wanted them to see that people were not giving up. The battle began at sunrise. The ground shook. The sky was full of smoke. But the people did not run. They pushed forward. The war was far from over, but for the first time, humans were not just surviving, they were winning. In the sky above, the largest alien ship turned. Something was changing. The war was entering a new phase, and Earth was ready. Far above the Earth, a new plan was taking shape. Alex Brooks stood inside a hangar where a new ship waited. It was built by humans, but it used parts from alien machines. The body was made of steel from old tanks, and the engines were powered by the same energy that ran the alien ships. Maya West stood beside him, checking the systems. She had added a control system that could send swarm bots into space. Ryan Slater entered the hangar with a calm look. He was now in charge of the special mission. His goal was clear: go to the alien command ship and end the war. Laura King joined the team, holding her camera close, believed the world needed to see what would happen. They named the ship Horizon 1. It was small, fast, and strong. It carried only 6 people, but it was their best chance. As the engine started, the ground crew watched in silence. The ship rose slowly, then shot into the sky. In space, everything was quiet. Stars blinked in the distance, and the Earth grew smaller behind them. Ahead, the alien command ship floated like a giant shadow. It was many times larger than any human ship. It had no windows and no lights, but they knew it was alive. Their ship moved around strange floating objects. Maya called them space mines. They exploded if touched. Alex sent out a small bot to scan a safe path. It worked, but just barely. They reached a small opening near the side of the alien ship. Ryan led the way. The crew entered a tunnel made of dark metal. It felt cold and strange. The air was thin, and lights flickered along the walls. They moved slowly, checking every step. Laura recorded it all, sending the video back to Earth. Inside the ship, they found strange symbols. Maya took pictures. Lex scanned the walls. The ship seemed to be part machine, part living thing. It had veins that pulsed and floors that felt soft. Then they reached the control room. It was large and empty, with a single seat in the center. On the walls, screens showed Earth and the alien ships. A voice spoke. It was deep, slow, and not human. "Why do you fight?" the voice said. Ryan answered, "'Cause we will not give up our home." The voice replied, "Your kind grows too fast. You destroy all you touch." Laura stepped forward. "We protect what we love," she said. "We learn, we grow. That is our strength." The voice paused. Then it said, "Our world is gone. We searched for a new one. Yours is the only one left." Maya looked at the data. The aliens had no home planet anymore. Their son had died. They'd been searching for hundreds of years. She felt something between fear and pity. Alex found a way into the ship's network. He saw plans, commands, and logs. One file stood out. A warning. It showed that some aliens wanted peace, but others believed in taking Earth by force. A split had formed within their ranks. Ryan called for a meeting. They spoke with one of the alien leaders through the ship's screen. It had a calm voice and eyes full of sorrow. "We do not all wish for war," it said. "But there is one who does. He leads now." They made a short truce. 1 hour to talk. 1 hour to choose. But time was not kind. A second alien voice came through. It was sharp and cold. "End this now," it said. "The peace is a lie. Attack them." Alarms rang. The ship began to shake. The team ran back to Horizon 1. A door closed behind them, locking Maya inside. She shouted to Alex, "Go! Finish the mission!" Ryan pulled Alex away. The engine started. Horizon 1 flew fast, dodging blasts and falling metal. Inside, Laura cried, but she kept filming. Maya opened her small bag. Inside were her swarm bots. She sent them into the ship's system. They flew through the air like sparks, cutting wires and breaking codes. The alien ship started to fail. Lights dimmed. Weapons stopped. Maya sat down, smiling. Her part was done. Horizon 1 escaped just in time. They watched from space as the alien command ship went dark, but other ships still moved. The war was not over. The final battle was still ahead. Back on Earth, people saw the video. Maya's last stand, Ryan's words, Laura's story, and they prepared for the last stand. The sky above Earth was no longer blue. It was filled with dark clouds and fire. Alien ships moved across the sky like shadows. Their lights blinked slowly as they prepared to strike again. The final battle had begun. Ryan Slater stood on a broken rooftop in what used to be Chicago. The city was in ruins, but people had not left. Fighters stood in lines, ready to defend the last stronghold. Ryan looked at the sky, then turned to his team. "This is where we make our stand," he said. "We do not fall." Laura King stood beside him, her camera ready. Her clothes were dusty and her face was tired, but her eyes were strong. She was ready to show the world what was coming. In an underground base, Alex Brooks sat in front of a control screen. He looked at the data from Maya's final mission. Her bots had shut down the alien command ship, but more ships still followed orders from the rogue leader. That leader had activated a backup system. Alex had one chance to stop it. He typed quickly. He sent a signal to the remaining swarms. These bots had waited in silence, hiding across cities and forests. Now they woke up. They flew into the sky like a storm of metal bees. Their mission was clear. Break the command system. As the bots moved, the aliens began their attack. Beams of light cut through buildings. Loud explosions shook the ground. Fighters returned fire with everything they had. Tanks rolled out of tunnels. Planes flew low and fast. Ryan led a charge through the streets. He shouted orders and pulled people out of danger. He moved like fire, fast and fierce. Around him, humans fought with everything they had. They used guns, drones, traps, and even rocks. It was not about weapons, it was about will. Laura moved through the battlefield, filming every moment. She showed the fear, the hope, and the strength of people who refused to give up. Her voice went out over radio waves and screens. "We are still here," she said. "We are still fighting." In space, the rogue alien leader gave one last command: to destroy the planet. A large ship turned toward Earth. Its main weapon began to charge. It was stronger than anything used before. One blast could burn a whole city. Alex saw it on his screen. He knew what had to be done. He ran to the power room. A huge battery sat in the center. It powered the swarm signal. If he overloaded it, he could send a blast strong enough to shut down the alien ship. But it would cost him his life. He took a deep breath. He looked at a photo of Maya taped to the wall, then he pulled the switch. The light from the blast filled the sky. The alien ship stopped moving. Its lights faded, then it fell from orbit like a dying star. The sound reached the Earth seconds later. People looked up and cheered. The biggest threat was gone. Out. The rest of the alien army began to fall. Their weapons failed. Their ships lost power. The swarm bots finished the job. The machines shut down one by one. Ryan climbed to the top of a broken tower. He waved a flag made from cloth and a stick. Around him, the battle was ending. Fighters dropped their weapons. People hugged each other. Some cried, some laughed. They had won. Laura stood beside him. She looked at her camera, then raised it high. "This is the day we remember," she said. "The day Earth stood tall." In the days that followed, peace returned slowly. Cities began to rebuild. People planted trees and painted walls. Old enemies became friends. The world had learned a lesson. Strength was not in weapons. It was in unity. Some aliens stayed. They had lost their leader and wanted a new life. Humans welcomed them. They worked together to build homes and schools. A statue was built in the center of the New World capital. It showed Alex holding a small bot in one hand and a light in the other. Below it were simple words. He gave all for all. Years later, children would sit near that statue and hear the story. The story of how Earth fought back, how heroes rose, and how even in the darkest hour, hope never died.